I can't remember a game, and you would be the encyclopedia to correct me on this. Bama jumps out 28-0. Now, obviously, Arkansas didn't complete the deal, but they get within 28-23, and it's nervous time. They're early in the fourth quarter. Do you remember a time in which Stephen, Alabama gave up a 28-0 lead? Something to that degree.
Something to that degree. Man, I would have to go back. It would have to go back to maybe the 2017 year. It was probably either 2017 or 2019. It was one of those two where they gave up a lead like that. But it's very few and far in between. But what was crazy, Mark, about that game was you're up 28-0, and the minute Bryce Young gets hurt, this is where it starts to spiral a bit out of control here, because when you lose your leader, you lose your captain, you lose your quarterback, you lose the Heisman Trophy winner. So quite naturally, you can see the panic on the faces of the fans. You can see the panic in terms of the players, and they were kind of scattered there. And, you give Sam Pittman a lot of credit. He took advantage of that. I mean, Arkansas had a touchdown before the half, and in the second half, they ripped off, 16 more points, which gives you the 23 unanswered. Arkansas gets an onside kick. Alabama was not prepared for that. They recover that. And then there was the special teams blunder for Alabama. The long snapper, Nealon Hibbett. Some miscommunication there with him and James Burnap. And the snap goes to the whole opposite side of Burnap. And poor guy has to just fall on the ball to prevent any other craziness from happening. But even with all of that, Jalen Milroe, the score is 28-23. You needed a play, and he gets the play that only he can make, which is that 77-yard run. And Jace McClellan finishes that with a touchdown to push Alabama's lead back out 35-23. And then, the run game starts to come alive there with Seth McLaughlin getting some key blocks there, helping out there with Jahmyr Gibbs. So it's been a while since that has happened to Alabama in terms of giving up a big lead. But you got to give credit to, first off, Jalen Milroe settling the ship in that adversity, and then, guys offensively and defensively able to find a way. This was a game where Alabama, a lot of guys grew up, and they found a way in that tough environment that is Fayetteville.
Texas A&M did not find a way. They had no answers for Mississippi State. They had a pick six in that game. I didn't see a lot of the game, but I flipped it on a number of times as I was navigating all the other games going on, and it seemed like Max Johnson was getting under siege, getting thrown around every time I flipped it on. They lose by 3 scores at Mississippi State. This is just a way too talented team to be putting out these kind of, they needed a miracle scoop and score type play the week before and the clank off the field goal post to beat Arkansas. This could be a really ugly record right now for them. They come into Tuscaloosa. They certainly have the talent to go toe-to-toe, but the way they're playing, this looks like a 3-score game.
It does. It does look that way, Mark. And the craziest thing about this is, A&M brought in the number 1 class. You beat Alabama, you bring in the number 1 class, and the expectation down there in Aggie land, okay, Jimbo Fisher, he beat Alabama. Finally, he got that done. We gave him this big contract, the 10-year, $75 million. He brings in this number 1 class. This is supposed to generate 2 success. This is supposed to generate 2 immediate success. And seeing how the Aggies are struggling, this is not what the fans wanted. This is not what the boosters wanted. This is not what the Alumni Association wanted. Clearly, this is not what Jimbo Fisher wanted either. But this is what happens when you taste a little bit of success. Okay, now the people want more. You beat Nick Saban. Can you do it again? You bring in a number 1 class. Well, can this class produce immediately? We got this quarterback, Haynes King. Can he be that guy for us? And now you got Max Johnson in here now coming over from LSU. What can he do? So it's not looking pretty right now for Coach Fisher, but you're playing up against Alabama, and this is a game where you won last year in Kyle Field. Aggie fans are like, okay, if there's a moment where you can turn this thing around and get us looking back right, here is the game against Alabama on the road. You're going to have to do this here.
This is your guy for Alabama football coverage right here, Stephen M. Smith. In my own words, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 Central right here on YouTube, Touchdown Alabama as well. Stephen, appreciate you stopping by as always, sir.
Absolutely, Mark. Appreciate you guys.